my love, don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's the exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots, you a bird feeder. Claiming he a demon, what's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light work. It ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem was of what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action, they make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no respond, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions, cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the ghost. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling large, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they hear on March. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that God in me. You get focused on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
I try and make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' be the building. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home with the truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all try and make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all try and make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
What? Like snort. Pando, kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun that would die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, this the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know. Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one west. They're one west. They're one west. They're
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim, Shabrakatham to all the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham Bashim, Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer 500 Barak Yalla with the I.S.U.P.K, which stands for the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Since 1969, we'll be teaching you the truth, not only about the Bible, but also about the identity, the culture, and the language of the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who are the true biblical Jews of antiquity. You understand? And it's so important in these last days that these people regain the knowledge that they lost, regain their identity, because with that identity, besides a language, comes a culture, you understand, which is found in the Bible, which has been stolen from us. Our culture has been stolen from us by the devil the Bible speaks of, our oppressor, the Caucasian man. You understand? And us regaining this knowledge that we have, we will know how to conduct ourselves. And we will know that, which is basically the topic of the class, in this war that is currently spreading worldwide as we speak, we will know that we have no side to pick but the side of the Most High, right? And that every single time we decide to side with the other nations, we get destroyed. We get weak because we have no strength outside of God. We have no strength trusting in these nations. And the only reason why we trust in these nations, the only reason why some of y'all are going to side with the state of Israel, some are going to side with Palestine, some of y'all are going to side with the Democrats, or Whichever side you pick, you're only picking sides because of numbers. You really have no allegiance to nothing, which shows how damaged you are. Because if you think that whatever side you pick is just going to accept you, think again. At war, the most despised people at war are traitors. So what makes you think that any side will accept you knowing that you are a traitor to your own people? You understand? And you're going to have to pick a side. There's going to be no choice for the true biblical Jews, the nation of Israel, so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, to pick a side. No choice. You're going to have to pick the side of the oppressed or the oppressor. If you're picking the side of the oppressor, which oppressor side are you picking? Because they're all these nations are oppressing us. Every single one of them. There's not one nation that is not Caucasian, that is not oppressing us, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Each and every single nation is oppressing us and is benefiting of our oppression. Every single one of them. So you're going to have to pick a side. As a matter of fact, let's get into it. Let's go to Matthew's chapter 6, verse 24, right? And if anyone has any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat. We're live on I.S.U.P.K Montreal and Toronto on YouTube and Facebook, and I.S.U.P.K Toronto on TikTok as well. Yeah. Whatever that person is said, talk about what matters. We're talking about what matters. What matters is that the truth is that the people who were robbed of their identity are the real biblical Jews of antiquity. And that the Bible is not a white man's book, but it's our constitution. It's our code of conduct. And that oppressors, goddamn devils, right, Caucasians, are monsters and are a virus and are the reason we are in the predicament that we're in today. So whatever your name is on TikTok, we're talking about what matters. You understand? This class is not for you. If you're not Black, Latino, or Native American, this class is not for you. It should not matter for you, but for our people, it does matter. Because the fact that we don't have our identity, the fact that we don't have our culture is the reason why we're destroyed today. And who's at fault? The goddamn devil the Bible speaks of, the Caucasians, right? So now for those who want to see the screen, go to the YouTube channel, I.S.U.P.K Toronto. Let me share my screen right now. Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters. You're going to have to pick a side, Black, Latino, and Native American, Indian man and woman. You cannot be on both sides. You cannot be in the middle. You cannot be Switzerland in the middle of a war, especially not in the middle of the Third World War, which is going on right now and is spreading worldwide. If you don't believe it, a man just posted a clip where the military sent him a fine. They said, listen, not a fine, it's like it sent him a letter saying you're going to have to serve or you're going to have to pay a $250,000 fine. Who wants to pay that fine? Or go to jail, and you might have to do both. You're going to have to pick a side regardless. Right? And the United Nations told Canada they better get ready for war. They didn't say they better get ready. They said get ready for war. Guess what? Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other. You will have to choose which side you want to be on. Are you going to be on the side of the heathens or on the side of God? Are you going to be with the oppressed or with the oppressor? This is going to be it shouldn't even be a hard decision to make, because the oppressor has nothing for you but oppression. It should be a no-brainer. You understand? The oppressor has nothing but oppression for you, so why side with them? They're the reason you're in the predicament that you are. So why would you side with the people that, even let's say you fight for them, at the end of the day, what's going to happen? The same thing that always happens. You're going to come back to America. You're going to come back to Canada. You're going to come back to wherever you are. You're still going to be a nigga. You're still going to be a spick. You're still going to be a savage. They never gave a damn about you, and they never will. You understand? Good night. Some devil got so offended on TikTok, they reported us. No sweat. The point is, it doesn't matter which side you will pick. You will have to pick a side. You can't serve two masters, for you will, if you pick the side of the oppressor, you will not be able to side with the oppressed, because you will show love and you will show loyalty to the oppressor who's fighting the oppressed. So how can you do both at the same time? It's simple. You can't. Let's keep reading. Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You will have to hold loyalty for one side that you pick, and you will despise the other side. It's that simple. World War III is inevitable. It is prophesied. Every prophecy in the Bible came to pass or is about to come to pass. That's why it makes it so real. That's how you understand it's not a fairy tale. It's not make-believe. Matter of fact, if you think it's make-believe, all these prophecies coming to pass will make you believe. You understand? And it's inevitable. You're going to have to pick a side. Now, let me give you an example on what happens when we pick the wrong side. As the nation of Israel, as the children of God, we turn our backs against the Most High. As a matter of fact, let me show that the Most High never turned his back on us in the first place. We rejected him. We reject God. That's why he's not protecting us. Just like you see how the nation of Israel is compared to a woman sometimes, right? An adulterous woman. Well, let's make it simple for y'all. When that adulterous woman turns her back on her man, he lets her go. But the man didn't turn his back on her. She turned his back on him, which is the same reason how we as a nation of Israel turned our backs on God. He never let us, he didn't turn his back on us. We turned our backs on him and decided to trust these other nations, decided to have a relationship with these other nations. That's what happened, right? Now let me show you. Let's go in the book of Judges. I'm going to go in the book of Judges. We'll start at verse 6. Let's see what happens when we turn our backs against the Most High. We decide to be like the other nations, to join their side. The book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 6, and the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. We did evil. We did something bad in his eyes, something evil in his eyes, and served Baalim and Ashtaroth, and the gods of Syria, and the gods of Zidon, and the gods of Moab, and the gods of the children of Ammon, and the god of the Philistines, and forsook the Lord and served not him. What happened is that we started serving idols of every single nation around us. And we forgot about the Most High, the only one true living God. We didn't serve him. We turned our backs against him. And let's see what happened after we turn our backs against the Most High. I'll give you an example. What happens when you choose the wrong side? Verse 7, and the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, You understand? The Most High got vexed because we decided to turn our backs and choose the other side. We decided to see if the grass was greener on the other side. We thought the grass was greener with the heathens, following their idols. Maybe it was, but guess what? It was also synthetic. It's always going to look greener. It might feel good, but it's fake. You understand? And this is what happens when you choose the wrong side. The Most High is going to be against you. The Most High is going to be mad at you. He's going to be angry at you. Against the whole nation. Because the whole nation picked the wrong side. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel. And he sold them into the hands of the Philistines and into the hands of the children of Ammon. Meaning what? He let these other nations gain power over us. He let us, he was not defending us from these other nations anymore. These other nations took advantage of us, seeing that the Most High is not with us. So what did they do? They had us in captivity and they oppressed us like never before. Just like today. The same reason today we're in captivity is because we disobeyed the Most High. What did the Most High tell us to be? Be a holy and separate people. You understand? We should be a holy and separate people. We should not have any other gods but the Most High. But what happened as we read in verse 6? Let's go back to verse 6. We started serving all the gods of all the other nations. You understand? We started serving the gods and the idols of all the nations around us. That's what happened. The Most High was angry at us because we disobeyed him. Just like today, he's angry at us and he led us into captivity because we disobeyed him. Because we picked the wrong side. Verse 8. In that year they vexed and oppressed the children of Israel. Who? These heathen nations in whose hands we were giving into. What makes you vex? Makes you vex is meaning, something that vexes you is something wrong. And they oppressed us. For how long? 18 years, all the children of Israel that were on the other side Jordan, in the land of the Amorites, which is in Gilead. Right? So we were in captivity for about 18 years or so. That's not the first time. We're in captivity right now for the same exact reason. Because we picked the wrong side. Verse 9. Moreover, the children of Ammon passed over Jordan to fight also against Judah and against Benjamin and against the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was sore distressed. Listen, they did not just oppress us, they tried to exterminate us. The Most High was nowhere to defend us like he was in the land of Egypt. Because we thought we could serve two masters, but we can't. You try to serve the idols, you can't serve God and serve Baalim. You can't serve God and serve Ashtaroth. You can't serve the gods of Syria, of Ammon and Moab, and still serve the Most High. Like Matthew chapter 6, verse 24, as we read earlier, you're going to hate one side and love the other. You loved the idols and you hated the Most High. And just like today, these other nations, they don't give a damn. These other nations, they'll let you worship a rock. They'll let you worship a piece of wood around your neck. They'll let you worship a fat Chinese man and an elephant god, knowing that you're not supposed to do so. But by doing so, they know that they're stronger than you. You understand? It's like, who's dumber? Is the idiot more stupid than you? Or are you more stupid than the idiot if you listen to that idiot? Now the idiot is realizing, listen, I know I'm an idiot, but I got this smart person to listen to me who's an idiot. He must be more of an idiot than I am. That's how the other nations look at you. Because they know their God is meaningless. You understand? Muslims know that the stone in the Kaaba in Mecca has absolutely no power. Real Muslims know, and they know it has no power. Even when they overtook the city of Palestine during the Byzantine Empire, they recognized that the Most High was not with us. That's how they were able to overthrow the Byzantine Empire. All these nations know the Most High is not with us. You think they give a damn? No, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn that you worship Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, or any East Indian god. They're happy you do so for the only reason that it makes you weak. It makes you weak because your strength is in the Most High. But now that he's not protecting you, you ain't shit. And they could do anything they want to you, just like in the book of Judges as we're reading. Judges chapter 10, verse 9. Moreover, the children of Ammon passed over Jordan to fight also against Judah and against Benjamin and against the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was sore distressed. All these heathen nations are going to take advantage of us, right? But which of these heathen nations ever fought for us? Just like today, which of these Palestinians protesting in downtown Montreal ever marched for all these indigenous men, women, and children disappearing and still disappearing today? Which of them ever marched for the Haitians being prevented to come to Canada while they are also fleeing a crisis? Crisis is not only in the Arab countries. The Ukrainians are not the only refugees. What about the Haitians? What about the Jamaicans? You know how violent it is in Jamaica? Yet they're the number one people deported in Canada, and they're not even the number one illegal immigrants. No nation is ever fighting for you. No nation gives a damn about you. The only thing they give a damn about is that you don't follow the Most High, so that they're stronger than you and they can overtake you. That's it. Which is why they're trying to influence you to pick a side today. Are you for the Americans or are you for Palestine? Are you for the state of Israel or are you for Syria or Lebanon? Listen, both sides, this is like voting. Why? Both political parties do not benefit you and will never help you, and both despise you and are just coercing you into picking a side. They're trying to make you pick the lesser of two evils. Let me help you out. Don't pick evil. Pick the good side, which is the God side. The God of the children of Israel, the God of the Bible. And the only body of people who follow the Most High are the men and women in the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA. Nowhere else, especially not in the church. Let's keep reading. Judges chapter 10, verse 10. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, saying, we have sinned against thee, both because we have forsaken our God and also served Baalim. Listen, it's not like, listen, you got to come to a day where when Christ comes back, you're going to realize that, damn, you made a horrible mistake. Just like back in the book of Judges, we recognize we made a horrible mistake. We started worshiping their gods, started choosing to pick the side of the heathens instead of the side of God. They overthrew us. They enslaved us. They oppressed us. They try to exterminate us. And then we turn around and say, damn, you know what? We fucked up. We messed up. Salakia. Let's start praying back to the Most High again. Let's start praying back to the Lord. Let's apologize. Let's repent and not do what we did ever again. We recognize that we turned our back on you. We recognize that we went to serve Baalim, which is just a false idol. It's going to come that time where you're going to be like, damn, you know what? I should have never been a Muslim. I have slaughtered my people for centuries. Now you're going to fight. You're going to be a Muslim. You're going to fight. You're going to fight for Palestine. Guess what? They all despise you. You know, they have derogatory term for y'all. I'm going to say for y'all niggas. They call you Azi. They call you Kalush. which just means nigga in Arabic, really. That's how they call you. There's no term of endearment in the Quran. Apparently, black people cannot make it to the fake heaven. Why? Because they're cursed. The devil is the black dog. Being black is not a good thing in Islam. Yet you want to pick their side? Here's the thing. When it comes to blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we're the most oppressed people on the face of the earth. So we can recognize oppression. There is no denying that the state of Israel it's an ethnic cleansing, and it's horrible what's going on over there, right? But it's not as bad as has been going on over here in the Americas, over there in Europe, wherever our brothers and sisters are, and we're brought over there since slavery. It's not as bad. Y'all making it seem like this is the only place where they drop bombs. Go to Mexico. Mexico, the cartel not fighting with rocket launchers? Pablo Escobar blew up a whole plane. You think it's new that bombs are dropping on our people? You understand? In Belize, gangs fight with grenades. Nobody's saying, pray for Belize, pray for Honduras, pray for Colombia, pray for Venezuela. And Venezuela is burning down. Martinique is burning down. Haiti, good night. If there was a term to say something that's past the level of third world country, it'll be Haiti right now. Nobody's saying pray for Haiti, though. It's all pray for Palestine, pray for Lebanon. You understand? Even our people, instead of, listen, the Haitians cannot serve two masters. They have to pick a side. They're not picking the side of their fellow Haitians when it's saying pray for Palestine. The Lebanese in the city of Montreal, really the Arab community in the city of Montreal, they despise the Haitians. And the Haitians do what? They like to side with the Arabs. They like to fall for the Arab woman. They like to say, oh, he's my brother because, we both despise Caucasians. We both suffer. Well, guess what? Arabs are part of your suffering. Look at the oligarchs in Haiti. They're not all Caucasians. Some of them are Syrians. Some of them are Lebanese. The president of El Salvador, who's oppressing Salvadorians, is Palestinian. Yet you still want to say pray for Palestine, pray for Afghanistan, pray for Ukraine. Listen, why do you say pray for your people and your people only? The Palestinians, they only say pray for Palestine and the other Arabs. They don't say pray for any other nation but theirs. If you really want to be like the other nations, really, the other nations are being like you. They're segregating themselves. Why can't you realize that? Why can't you do the same? You can't serve two masters. You can't be for both sides. You can't be the Switzerland and be neutral. You can't. You're a hypocrite if you say you are. And if you're siding with the other nations, again, the other nations don't even give a damn if you're siding with them or not. You're just making sure you're not siding with yourself. They know you're a race traitor. They know you're a traitor to your own people. And nobody, especially not in war. In war, the worst people to have in war is a traitor. Even on the side of your enemy, if you betray your people, your enemies can never trust you. What makes you think that they could? What makes you think that they would be able to trust a traitor? Traitors can't be trusted on either side. Let's keep reading. Let's go to verse 11. Judges chapter 10, verse 11. And the Lord said unto the children of Israel, did not I deliver you from the Egyptians and from the Amorites, from the children of Ammon and from the Philistine? God said, listen, I'm the one who keeps saving you every single time. Then again, you keep turning your back on me. From all these nations, from the Egyptians, when God slaughtered the firstborn of every single Egyptians, when God destroyed the Amorites, the children of Ammon, who's so-called Japanese, and the Philistines, right? He's the one who did it. Not their fake gods, not Baalim, not their fake deities, not their idols. He did. Judges chapter 10, verse 12. The Zidonians also, the Amalekites, and the Maonites, did oppress you, and ye cried to me, and I delivered you out of their hand. God is the one saving us every single time. Every single occasion, the Most High is saving us. So why are we turning our back against him? Because again, we are described as a stiff-necked people. Right? The Most High saves you from cancer, and you keep smoking. The Most High is saving you from a horde of bloodthirsty Muslims, and you keep worshiping a rock. The Most High saved you from the Christian church, and you keep doing your Hail Marys. Let's keep reading. Verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. The Most High said, listen, you keep doing that thing. Every time I save you, every time I help you out, you keep doing the same thing. I helped you out in Egypt, and what did y'all do while Moses was up there in the mountains? You melted all the gold and made a bowl. You started making your own religion because you're stiff-necked people. And guess what? This is the last time it happens to us. We're in the last captivity. We're never going to be captive again after this war expands and goes to the level it's about to go. Let's keep reading. Verse 14 says what? Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. God said, listen, it's every single time I save you, you turn your back on me and go worship idols. Guess what? Ask them to deliver you. Ask these rocks and stones and trees and water gods and stars that you worship. Ask them to deliver you. I deliver you every single time. What do I get? The same people to turn their back on me? You know what? This time, go ask the golden calf to deliver you. Let's see what happens. Oh, these Muslims are oppressing you. You still want to be a Muslim? No sweat. Ask the rock to deliver you. That's what God is telling you right now. Because he's the one who's making sure you're safe. He's the one you're making sure you're tawab, you're good. But what do? You turn your back against the Most High. Every single time, literally. Well, this time, go ask the elephant god to deliver you. You Egyptologist, right? There was a hurricane just now in Florida. Lord be with our brothers and sisters down there, but those Christians, why don't you ask why Jesus to deliver you from the hurricane? He's the one you worship. Why don't you ask Egyptologists? Why don't you ask Amun-Ra or the crocodile god? There's a lot of alligators down there. Ask the alligator god to deliver you. Guess what? He won't. That's how you know God is the nigga God. Why? Because you turn your back on the Most High. The Most High say, yeah, go ask these fake gods to deliver you now. This is who you want to worship. This is who you want to put your trust in. Go ahead. Ask them to save you. Let's see what happens. That's some nigga shit. It's lock it. Verse 15. And the children of Israel said unto the Lord, we have sinned. Again, we're going to come back to the Most High and recognize our wrong. Just like any children, when their parents tell them not to do something, they go ahead and do it, they apologize. They're in trouble. You're going to run back to your father. You're going to apologize. You're going to recognize you're wrong. You're going to ask for your father's help. Do thou unto us whatsoever seem good unto thee. Deliver us only, we pray thee this day. He said, listen, whatever you think is you gotta do, no sweat. I'll take the chastisement, whatever the case is, just help us. Help me. Verse 16 says what? And they put away the strange gods from among them, served the Lord, and his soul was grieved for the misery of Israel. Why was the soul of the Most High grieved for our misery? Because like any parent, you think it's a joyful thing to chastise your children, right? You think the Most High enjoys seeing us in captivity, the apple of his eye, the only people that he loved. You think it's a good thing to see them getting slaughtered? The Most High is grieved at our misery. Why? Because he doesn't like, letting us being captive among these heathens. It's not something he enjoys, but it's tough love to let it happen. Like that, maybe we're going to learn our lesson. We're going to stop turning our backs against them. You understand? And this is what happens when you pick the wrong side. When you decide to side with the heathens, the Most High will let anything happen to you. And these heathens have no good intention towards you, not one. When they befriend you in high school because they could get you weed or you could get them weed, there is no good intentions. They're trying to convert you to their religion, to their culture. They're trying to take your woman. Anything they do is they're making sure that you don't follow the Most High. That's it. And when you don't follow the Most High, instances like what happened in Judges chapter 10, verse 16 happens, right? That's it. So now, knowing that the war is spreading, good night. I think 9 people just died today. 9 people just died today in Lebanon, and what, about 90 were injured? Now, what should you do now? What is the next step? Knowing that 9 people, is it 9 or 12? 9 or 12 people died today in Beirut, and about 90 were injured. What is the next step for you, nation of Israel? What should you do then? Should you pray for Lebanon? Should you pray for the war to stop? Which side would you pick? America, the state of Israel, and the Caucasian Empire? Or are you going to pick the side of the Arabs? Are you going to be worried that it starts spreading over here? Because all those immigrants coming over here, listen, you think they're abandoning their culture to integrate with Caucasians? They're not. A couple of days ago, I think it was in Toronto, Alberta. I forgot. It was probably, a couple of days ago, because I think it was 2 days ago or something like that. During the Palestinian protest, what they did, they took a Canadian flag, they ripped it in half, and they burnt it. You think they gave a damn about being in Canada? They don't. Because they're never going to give up the integrity they have for their own people. The only nation that gives up the integrity they have for their own is so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true biblical Jews of antiquity. No one else does that. When they come over here, they say, you know what? I did not pledge allegiance to the crown. I didn't. I'm a Muslim first and foremost. I pledge allegiance to Allah. That's what they say. Muslims that were over here during the Palestinian protest in again, Toronto, Alberta, they took the Canadian flag, they ripped it in half, they burnt it. They said, death to Canada, death to America, and to the state of Israel, and long live Palestine. That's what they said. Even though they're on American soil, even though they're Canadian soil, it doesn't matter. They're not giving up the integrity they have for their own people. So now, what should you do, nation of Israel, true biblical Jews of antiquity, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans? You should never now give up the integrity you have for your people. As a matter of fact, you should take it back, because you already gave it up. It's time to take back the integrity you have for your own people and never let that go ever again. You understand? And not worry about what's going on. What's going on is supposed to happen. We should not worry about all these plagues, these viruses, the new COVIDs, the hurricanes, the war that is spreading right now, right? We should not. We're told to not worry because all these things have to happen. And right, Junzi says, assemble amongst yourselves and obey the Most High. It's that simple, as a matter of fact. Let's get that real quick, and then we'll go to Matthew chapter 24, right? Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. It's like Junzi said. Zephaniah 2 and 1 says, what? Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. You are that nation not desired, Black, Latino, Native American. Jamaicans are, again, they're the #1 people deported in Canada. Clearly, they're not desired. They're not even the #1 illegal immigrants. They're not even the #1 criminals in Canada. Yet they're the #1 deported. Haitians are being told, no, you can't come. They're letting all the Palestinians and Afghanis and Ukrainians come over here. And they're not the only one in a crisis. The Haitians are in a crisis, probably in a worse crisis than them. We are the nation not desired. That Martinique is burning down just because people can't afford to eat, and police are shooting smoke grenades. I forgot what type of grenades, smoke and flash grenades at children, beating women in the face. Yes, that is so bad over there. They're burning down all the police stations. We're the nation not desired. Nobody gives a damn about us, but everyone says, pray for Palestine. Assemble amongst ourselves, like Junzi said. Listen, we need to gather ourselves together as we're commended. You understand? And now, what should happen if this war spreads? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Besides gathering ourselves together, Matthew chapter 24, verse 6 says, you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Don't be troubled. You understand? In the I.S.U.P.K, we're prepared for these things because we know what's going to happen. Don't be troubled. Don't be worried about if you hear about a bomb threat. Listen, don't be worried. You know what's going to happen. You know it's supposed to happen. Listen, Canada, the UN said Canada go to war. You think Canada's not going to war? Don't be in this illusion where you're safe because you're in Canada, because you're in the US, which is the mightiest nation on the face of the earth. Don't be, listen, this is an illusion. You're not safe. Donald Trump, who's running for president, he himself is not safe. This man almost got shot twice. What makes you think, as the oppressed, as the wretch of the earth in the eyes of this oppressor, that you're safe in his kingdom? You're not. The only reason that you're safe is because if you're not high on actual cannabis or whatever illegal substance you get high on, you're high on Christianity. And you're delusional. You're hallucinating, thinking you're safe in this kingdom. You're not. You understand? There's no such thing as being as an oppressed people thinking that they're safe in the kingdom of their oppressors. As a matter of fact, this is for y'all. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. For this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. You really believe that you're safe in the oppressor's kingdom when he himself is not safe in his own kingdom. You really believe that if we fight with the freedom fighters, with Palestine and Syria and Lebanon, maybe they'll turn around and fight for us. They're not. The same way the white man is oppressing you in Haiti, Lebanese people are parts of the oligarchs of Haiti. Syrians. The president of El Salvador is Palestinian. The new president of Mexico is a white Jewish lady. You're not going to pick any side among the heathen and think that they're going to turn around and fight for you because you fought for them. A brother fought in World War II. Was it World War II or World War I? One of the wars back in the days, he came back to America. He thought that he was going to be a proud veteran, right? During the Jim Crow era, he got beat up by police officers in the bus so bad that he lost 2 of his eyes. Why? Because he wore his uniform. It's illegal for you to wear a uniform and pass yourself amongst as a veteran in the U.S. Well, guess what? He wore a uniform, rightfully, because he came back from the war. They told him he was not allowed to wear a uniform. They beat him half to death where he lost both his eyes. You're delusional thinking that you will ever be accepted in this oppressive kingdom who thrives above your oppression if you fight for this kingdom. You're delusional thinking that you're going to pick a side, and that side that you picked, you're going to make them win, and then they're going to turn around and fight for you. It's like voting. 2 wings on the same bird. You understand? You're choosing the left side or the right side. Is the same body, the body of oppressors. Choose the side of the Most High. It's that simple. Don't be delusional. Every single nation despises you. Every single one of them. So do yourself a favor. Don't support any of them. Just like you don't vote, you think you're doing something by not voting, no sweat. Do something by not picking a side during this war, if it's not the side of God. You understand? Go back to Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. The only people who's troubled right now is the people who are picking a side. The people who claim to be neutral. Why? Because what if the war comes to Canada? What if the war goes to France? What if the war goes to South Africa? Listen. The war is going to spread worldwide, wherever you are. If you're not with the Most High, you're not safe. It's that simple. You could be living. It doesn't matter even if you're one of these. I forgot which one it is. I think it's Rick Ross or 50 Cent. One of these celebrities, were flaunting that, boasting that they have a bunker. Listen, your bunker is not going to withstand a nuclear explosion. Your bunker is not going to help you. You think you're the only one with a bunker? What makes your bunker so special? The oppressor has bunkers all throughout the earth that cannot help them. What makes your bunker so special? Listen, don't even stress too much about that. If you follow the Most High got you. You understand? We're going to show you what happens when they start nuking each other. Because it is going to happen. As we keep reading, it says, for all these things must come to pass. All these things must happen. The Bible, you see how the Bible is so real? Contrary to the Christian faith, contrary to the Quran, whatever the case is, the Bible has the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Israelites. And prophecies that came to pass, that are coming to pass, and that will come to pass. Meaning it will happen. It happened, it's happening, and it's going to happen. That's why we should not worry about it, because it's a sign of our salvation. It's a sign that our captivity is coming to an end, finally. As we remember who we are, that we're the true chosen people of the Most High, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're the 12 tribes. We're going back to following the laws, statutes, and commandments of God. Our captivity is coming to an end. Think God was happy to see us lynched from trees, have our limbs cut off? No. But we're coming back and it's down on his side. So let's keep reading. But the end is not yet. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Listen, the war is inevitable. You understand? Every single country is going to war. The Africans are throwing the French and the British away. Good night. Listen, France right now is losing its how do you call it again? They're losing their advantage in the seas. I'm saying that they're losing New Caledonia, they're losing Reunion Island, even though they're not brothers, but they're also losing their grip in the Caribbean. They're losing Guadeloupe, Martinique, French Guyana. They're losing their power. Same in America. Americans are losing their okay, keep this in mind. Caucasians are only living on a old reputation of being the big bad kid on the block. That's it. They're not as strong as they used to be. But every single nation is going to rise against another, and it's going to be a beautiful sight for us. You understand? It doesn't say cities against cities. It says nation against nation. You see right now, all the Arabs are gathering together, which we're going to get just now. All the Arabs are gathering together against America. I told you, in Canada, they're burning the flag. They're saying death to America, death to Canada, and death to the state of Israel. They're saying that in Canada. And you would think, again, Canada is like the Switzerland of North America. It is not. Canada is a hateful country, and all these other nations despise the indigenous people, the black people, and the Hispanics over here as much as they despise them in America. You understand? All these nations are going to fight against each other, whether it's over there in the Middle East, whether it's over there in the Americas, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, in Australia. You're going to understand that it was always a mistake to think that it is a utopia, it is a good thing to live in a melting pot. Now that all these nations are amongst each other, they're closer than ever to fight amongst each other. You never thought about that. Well, guess what? God knew what was going to happen. God let it happen during our time of captivity. When we were, I call it, dispersed among the heathens. You will see that just like the heathens are separating themselves and gathering together to fight against who's oppressing them, we should do the exact same. We are to remain separate in the first place. We should not even have to tell people, listen, we need to gather. We should have been gathering only with our people from the beginning, because that's our culture. The only reasons that we have to be reminded that is because we decide to forget about our culture and follow after these heathens. Well, guess what? The heathens are gathering themselves together. Time for you to gather together, O nation, not desired. Because nation will rise against nation, and kingdom will rise against kingdom, and it shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Listen, every single time, go study it for yourself. You see right now, the inflation is not it's not something that is not normal. When a war is going on like the one is going on right now, inflation always happens. It goes hand in hand with war. Prices spike up. Matter of fact, they just shut down some ports. Listen, every port in Martinique right now is shutting down because of protesting for the high cost of life. Ports in Baltimore, in the Gulf of Mexico are shutting down. Some of the most important ports in the US. Not only it prevents you to send goods, it also prevents you to receive them. And they're having another strike, I think, in the US sometime, next month or during the winter? Listen, y'all better stock up. Y'all better stock up, because why? Which side among the heathen you think will take care of you when the famine happens? Which one? Which side will take care of you and house you when an earthquake happens in the middle of New York? where the ground splits open in the middle of Toronto. You're going to try to side with the Malis. You want to side with the Arabs, the Afghanis, the Pakis, the Chinaman. Listen, go ask your friend in Chinatown if he can house you after you lose your house because of an earthquake in the middle of Toronto. He's not. You can't trust in these heathens. It's the crazy part. You would house them. And you shouldn't. The people you should house is the people that look just like you, who have the same blood as you. Another Judite, Benjamite, Issacharite, Zebulonite. That's who you're supposed to house, not these disgusting bat-eating heathens. You understand? The nations are not going to give a damn about you and your family when not all these things, really, they're all happening right now, but when more of these things happens. You understand? Go ask the heathen for some help in Florida. Let's see what they tell you. Let's see what they say. Don't y'all remember during Hurricane Katrina, black people were called looters. Even was that hurricane? I think it was it Sandy Hook? Another hurricane down south. Black people are always called looters. You understand? What are white people called? They're called, survivors. They're trying to scavenge for some good, trying to survive above waters. Black people are just called looters. I forgot which hurricane. Well, I don't remember if it was Hurricane Katrina or one that happened afterwards. The government was prioritizing saving pets than our people. And this is the people you still want to love. This is the side you still want to pick. Time after time to let you know, no matter if you pick their side, they're not going to do a goddamn thing for you. Guess who will, though? The Most High. The Most High. As a matter of fact, let's go into Isaiah chapter 30 real quick. We got Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1, yeah? Junzi said, Katrina and these animals organized and hunted our brothers and sisters. Damn right. And this is who you want to put your trust in. Well, guess what? Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1 already prophesied what's going to happen when you trust in these oppressors, when you pick the wrong side. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1, woe to the rebellious children. Woe meaning death and destruction. Who are these rebellious children? The same children that started worshiping these idols in Judges chapter 10, the nation of Israel. You understand? The 12 tribes, blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. The Most High said, death and destructions to you, rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. Meaning what? You don't trust in the Most High. You don't choose his side, which means you choose someone else's side. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That means what? What do you do with a cover or with a blanket? You protect yourself. You shield yourself from the cold, right? And the elements. Well, it's the same thing. Shielding yourself is the same thing as protecting yourself, but not with the Spirit of God. For those who don't know what a spirit is, for time's sake, I'm going to just break it down for you. The spirit of Christmas is doing everything relating to Christmas. Therefore, the Spirit of God, meaning everything related to God, which really is just following the commandments. So instead of covering yourself, shielding or protecting yourself with the Spirit of the Most High, you think you're protecting yourself with the spirit of something or someone else. And let's see what happens when you do that and pick the side of something or someone else than the Most High God. Verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt. Egypt, again, is a Greek word, Egyptos. The real name of Egypt is Matazaraim or Mizraim, right? which means house of bondage, of captivity. So you go down to walk into the house of captivity. You go down and you turn your back against the Most High to go to America, to go to Spain, to the UK, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Instead of asking God for counsel and for help, you went and trust the oppressor in your captivity, right? Instead of asking God for help, you ask FEMA, you ask the Red Cross, you ask Donald Trump, you ask Justin Trudeau, who promised, as a matter of fact, I keep saying 2017, but it's actually 2015, he promised clean drinking water to Native Americans. In Canada, it's 2024, which damn near makes it worse. 9 years later, not one drop of clean drinking water. As a matter of fact, a lawyer said that the Canadian government is not obligated at all to provide one drop of clean drinking water to the reservation. And this is who you put your trust into. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt, you rather walk after your oppressor than walk after the Most High. Verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, the strength of your oppressor, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. You trust in the government. As a proud American during Hurricane Katrina, they were prioritizing the dog and they'd rather let you drown in these alligator-infested waters. You were ashamed of yourself, trusting in the oppressor that never gave a damn about you. And he didn't even have to wear a t-shirt that says, we don't give a damn about these niggas, these spicks and savages. The proof that they don't give a damn is that besides the clean drinking water they could have provided, they could have just gave the land back. You understand? They could have just left the Americas. And, you know, they could have just gave reparations. They're never going to do that. You think one day will be achieved until the day where something happens and they prioritize pets over you. Instead of calling you someone who's trying to survive and scavenge to try and survive, they call you looters. They don't listen. In Montreal, in the city I'm at right now, Palestinians damn near every weekend they protest, right? Last weekend they threw Molotov cocktails at the police. They started literally looting. They're still being called protesters. We march and we'll be, you know, something might happen and then we're automatically called looters and rioters. They're just being called protesters. Still, even though they're throwing Molotov cocktails at the police. Let's keep reading. And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. Now you're confused. You don't know how can these people not give a damn about you when you contribute to their society. Because their society thrives off of your oppression. That's why. You're confused. You're like a prey that's confused that I'm bringing food. I'm making sure everything is good. Everything is tawab for my predator. But my predator turns around and hunts me. Yeah, listen. Again, what did we read in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11? You suffer from a strong delusion. You suffer from Stockholm syndrome. That's what you suffer from. You think because you received a crumb from one good so-called white person in your head that they cannot all be bad. They can't all be bad. It's impossible for all white people to be bad. You might find one good white man, one good white woman. Listen, you're just like a person who is in front of snakes, has a basket full of snakes, right? You don't know which one is poisonous, but it might be one that's not poisonous in that basket, and thinking you could just put your hand in the basket and pick the one that's not poisonous. Just take a risk. Listen, you're gonna F around, you find out, and get bit by the most venomous snake on the face of the earth. Because you're that delusional to think that, well, guess what? Let me take a chance and find the non-venomous snake. Let me take a chance in adopting a lion. Maybe I could turn the lion vegan. Maybe. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. You understand? You could never. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. You will find that potential good white person, the best Arab Muslim ever, who will say he stands for your cause. You understand? But just like iron is rusting over time, so will the wickedness of your enemy will show, just like the rust on iron will show over time. Y'all don't seem to understand that this knowledge that we reject, as per Hosea 4 and 6, saves our lives. This will prevent us from hoping from anything from our oppressor. This will cure us of the mental illness that we suffer from, called Stockholm Syndrome. We will never be fooled into thinking that the predator that sees us as a prey have anything remotely good in store for us, ever. Because we would know to not trust our enemy. We would know that just like over time rust will show on iron, so the wickedness of our enemy will as well. We should know not to trust in these oppressors ever. We don't know no better because we reject this knowledge. We don't know which side to pick because we were conditioned to think that the Bible is a white man's book when the Jews are black. Christ is described as black. God is described as the nigger God. So what makes you think the Bible is really a white man's book? Here's the thing. Here's the crazy part. You have no issue selling the white man's drugs. You have no issue sleeping with the white man's woman. You have no issue using the white man's guns, following the white man's culture. All of a sudden, you can't open the Bible because it's a white man's book when it's really not. What did 2 Thessalonians 2:11 said? For this cause God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Yeah, the Bible is not a white man's book. It's your book, Black, Latinos, and Native American Indians. It's your constitution, your code of conduct. You will know not to trust your enemy because just like over time, iron will rust and show, and rust will show on iron, so will the wickedness of your enemy as well. Whether you like it or not. For time's sake, real quick, we will do a part 2 of the class next week. For time's sake, let's go to Isaiah chapter 31. Verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Woe meaning death and destruction to you, nation of Israel, that go seek the help of your oppressor. You understand? Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many. You think that you're going to choose one side. You're going to choose the side of the devil the Bible speaks of because they have the mightiest military on the face of the earth, or you're going to choose the sides of the Arabs because Islam is the fastest growing religion. You really have no faith in anything. You trust in numbers. You trust in what you see. That's why you don't trust in God, because you've never seen him. That's why you don't trust in God, because you think God doesn't exist. You think God cannot stop a AK-47 bullet? You think, listen, that's the crazy part. You trust in Christianity because you see a cross all the time. So you know a piece of wood exists. You could touch it, you could worship it, you could bow down in front of it. You trust in Islam and the numbers of Muslims because you see rocks every day. That's the only reason you trust in your oppressor. You don't really give a damn about the rest. Again, just like June Z said, after Katrina, that same oppressor you trusted in brought you confusion and shame, because while trusting in its oppressor and you have the water up to your neck, to your nostrils, he's saving the pets. He's saving the pet pig, the sheep. He's saving the ugliest dog you will ever see, and he's letting you drown. You still want to trust in them because maybe not all white people are bad. Because you reject the knowledge that is the Bible. That's why. Hey, shalom, shalak, yal, yabashashrakta. Dwyer for tuning in. Let's keep reading. And horsemen, because they are very strong. That's why you trust in your oppressor, because you see them as strong. You see them as being mighty. What it say? The eagle has landed, the mighty eagle. You see them as a mighty nation. That's why you trust in your oppressors. That's why you'll pick the side of either the Caucasians or the Muslims. Well, you picking either side is not picking the side of the oppressor or the oppressed, because truly it's picking the side of the oppressor or the oppressor, because both are oppressing you. You are the oppressed. That you can't see. You think other nations' oppression is worse than yours. That's what you think. Listen, the Gaza I pray for is the Gaza in Jamaica. You understand? I don't pray for Gaza over there. They don't give a damn about us. Don't think that they don't know what's going on. Well, if they did, they would pray for you. That's what people tell you, right? They know what's going on. They don't give a damn. Just like, and for argument's sake, let's say they don't know what's going on, and you get a Muslim telling you, well, if they knew what's going on, they would pray for you. Well, that same Muslim or Arab telling you that if they knew what's going on, they would pray for you. Why doesn't he pray for you then? He knows what's going on. And a lot of time when they say they don't know is because they can't focus on two issues at the same time. So what makes you think you can? You understand? You're the only people who's told to put your issues aside to think about others. The other nations will never do that. The other nations will never do that. They know who to turn to. They know which side to pick. And people who don't, who are ignorant to the fact, is the nation of Israel. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3 says what? The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. Ass is an old English word for donkey. Even these two animals, who are not the smartest animals on the face of the earth, they know who they belong to. They know which side they have to pick. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider. The nation of Israel do not know which side to pick. Black Latinos and Native Americans don't think twice before picking a side, thinking, you know what? It's either the Democrats or the Republicans. It's either the liberals or the conservatives. The left, the right, the red, the blue, the Christians, the Muslims. We don't think. And some of y'all who think they think, or are delusional enough to say, you know what, I'm just picking the lesser evil. You're picking the evil regardless. The ox is not going to look, should I go to the side of should I choose the bear? Should I choose the wolf? You know what? I'm going to turn around and go home to my master's crib, to my stable. The donkey is not going to argue. Listen, am I going to choose a bear or the wolf? The prey is not choosing which predator side they should take. And you see a lot of times, bears and wolves hunt the same prey. That prey is not choosing its predator, it's choosing life. You, on the contrary, nation of Israel, you're choosing which death is not the worst. That's what you're doing. Unlike the deer who's trying to choose life by running away from the predators, you run towards your predator. That's what you're doing. Let's get real quick. Isaiah chapter, not 14, 13 and 14. Good night. That's perfect. Isaiah chapter 13 and 14 says what? And it shall be as the chased roe. What's a roe? That's a deer. Listen, the deer is not running towards the predator. It's running away from the predator. And you run towards your predator. But guess what? Isaiah 13 and 14 again. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. Which nation is never doing that when there's a conflict? It's so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You think you will side with the Vietnamese? You think you will side with America, with Canada? You think you will side with the so-called Jewish man who's just another tribe of Caucasians? Really, they're not special white people. You think you will side with the Arabs, the Africans, the Asians? Listen, none of these nations will ever side with you. They love their own people. They know who to side with. They know which side to pick, because they don't compromise the integrity of their people just to be like everybody else. Because nobody does that but you, blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You are that prey that instead of choosing life by staying away from their predator, you're going towards the predator. You're just trying to choose which one is not as bad as the other. Which one is the lesser evil? Which one is not the which one is the least violent death? Which one will make you not suffer as much? They will both make you suffer. And it will be horrible. It will be extremely painful. And just like we read in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 3, you will be ashamed and confused to have trusted it, to have picked the wrong side. Well, both sides are wrong to pick. Both sides are wrong to pick. And because you decide to follow Christianity, because you decide to follow Islam, which is just Arab Christianity, the Most High is letting a delusion hit you in the face, and you're believing a lie. Again, 2 Thessalonians 2:11, for this cause God shall send them strong delusions. There's neither side is good for you to pick. That they should believe a lie. Listen, you believe that one side is not as bad as the other. They're both bad. They're both oppressing you. They're both killing. They're both enslaved you. They're both profiting off of your oppression. But guess what? We're bringing this class in, and we'll do a part 2 next week. You understand? Keep in mind, there's only one side to pick. It's the side. We tried in Judges to pick the side of the heathen to follow after their God. God said, you know what? No sweat. I'm going to deliver you in their hands. And when you need deliverance, ask the fake gods to deliver you. You know, a donkey knows his master more than you do. You're the prey that runs towards its predator, meaning you're a delusional prey and something's wrong with you. What's wrong with you? Christianity. All these religions, the Catholicism, Islam, Buddhism, right? With that, we'll continue the class next week. We're going to do part 2 next week. You understand? Same topic, same title, because we'll see what's happening by next week. Because yes, it is inevitable that this war spreads. As a matter of fact, let's get that last precept, and then we're going to end the class. Yeah? Go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. Not only it is inevitable, but it's going to be something never seen before. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. You understand? It's going to be something never seen before. You're going to want to make sure you pick the right side. The right side is God's side. And the only people who picked God's side are the men and women and children in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. No one else. If you think you could prove us wrong, go ahead. Feel free to prove us wrong. By the time you think you did, a bomb's going to drop on you. To lock you. With that said, I'm Priest of 500 Barak Yalla. Well, Thursday, try to go for 5 p.m. If not, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do part 2 of the class. All right, let me get a security announcement and end the class. Shalom, Israel. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will call each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like. Upcoming holy convocation. We have the Day of Atonement, which will be tomorrow, Friday, October 11th at sundown. We will not eat from sundown to sundown tomorrow, which is the Day of Atonement. Right? Contact your camp leader. Contact the man in charge of your zone. If you need assistance, if you need counsel, whatever the case is, right? We will not eat from sundown to sundown for the Day of Atonement tomorrow, Friday, October 11th. Reminder to all Akim and Akwatian to check the bulletin board in the hallway of the school. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. But that's it. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers and a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim, which means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat. Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb, meaning Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai bless y'all. Yajamatah, which means hands down. Stars, to turn and face the sisters, we'll give them a courtesy salute as well. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat. Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alaktan Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, meaning Yahweh watched over y'all in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yajamatah, class dismissed. And we'll see you next week. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.